Mothership. Do you go to Rogan's place every now and again?
I was banned. Yeah, they banned me from the. I'm kicked out of that club. It's the woke mind virus. There's no other way to say it. Not only banned, a cease and desist order. Sure, Rogan can open a club. It's great. It was a matter of time. Wokeism has seeped into the club. The manager of the club, this is the key point. The manager is a far leftist. He has punished other comedians. He gives people timeouts. He banned a comedian for 3 months for a joke that I saw, and he called it problematic. These are woke leftist comedians, non-binary, trans, all of it. It's a circus there.
All right, so it looks like Joe Rogan's comedy club, The Mothership, went woke. This is hilarious. Apparently the far leftists have taken over and the woke mind virus has infiltrated the club. And now they're banning comedians who they disagree with politically, according to this comedian Tyler Fisher, who is part of the Austin comedy scene. Like, he's been on Rogan's podcast. He did Kill Tony. He recorded his special at the Mothership, and I think was a regular at his club. But then he was banned from the Mothership and Fox News, I think around 5 months ago, because he used to also make appearances on Greg Gutfeld. And he was originally based out of New York City, but the comedy scene there went too woke for him, and he claims he got canceled for being white. So, of course, when that happened, he went down to Austin, and Joe had him film a special at his club and had him on the podcast right away to talk about how he was canceled for being white.
At comedy clubs, you just start to hear people say, you know, there's too many white guys. It became quite popular to just start to say, there's too many of you guys. So what do? We got to get rid of them. You know, the first time it happened to me, I was invited to do a podcast. She goes, I think this was after the George Floyd thing, maybe. And she goes, I can't have a straight white guy on anymore. And so that happened, and then it happened in another podcast. And then I had an acting agent who, whenever I would do stand, I used to host Mark Norman's show, Hot Soup. And all the agents would come, and no auditions. Is SNL coming to check me out? And he emails, and he goes, it's too tough out there for white guys. He kind of was like, we're done here. Some more time went by, and then another manager scouted me, brought me in. It's called AGI Entertainment, I think. And he goes, dude, you're a killer. He goes, you got an acting resume? He goes, we're going to get you on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I was like, okay, maybe this is finally somebody who's got the balls to fight this shit. Months go by. He calls me, and he goes, we hit a snag. He said, we can't have any more white guys, or we're not hiring white guys. We're not representing white guys. And I just was like, what the f*** is going on? How could you say that? My therapist goes, dude, you got to start recording this. You have to record this stuff, because it was happening every month. I got a commercial campaign. They go, you've been replaced with a black woman. He goes, you're the guy for the job. It was like a hosting thing where you got to do impressions. I was perfect for it. They replaced me. So I started, being prepared, and I recorded it, and I got it on tape. The independent run shows, there would be like no white people allowed shows.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was at a club, and I did a spot. Guy goes, you going on the next show? And I go, yeah. He goes, I didn't know you were in the LGBT plus 2RQR community. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, it's only no straight people allowed. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so it's tough out there, and Tyler ended up suing one of the agencies that dropped him, and obviously Rogan, he just eats this shit up. He loves hearing stories like this. So Tyler, he thought he found an anti-woke comedy scene in Austin, but then he got canceled for allegedly harassing a woman at Fox News, and he got banned from there, so he claimed Fox went woke, and now I think he's planning on suing them. Then shortly after that, he was banned from the Mothership, I think because of the Fox News thing. And there's a post made about him on some app where someone claimed he harassed a woman at a comedy club. And apparently he's also always hitting on people in the lobby of the Mothership. So now the Mothership canceled him for being a straight white male. And now he's trying to expose the club for being woke. And I think he's contemplating suing too. So Rogan, he's definitely regretting taking this guy in. It's so funny. Just a year ago, he was listening to him complain about how he's being treated unfairly for being a straight white male. And now he's complaining about Rogan's Club and Fox News basically doing the same thing. and it seems like it happens everywhere he goes. So there's kind of a pattern there, but of course Joe Rogan was too delusional to notice it, and now he's stuck having to deal with this guy. And apparently before this podcast, Tyler consulted with Jordan Peterson on what to do in this situation, and it sounds like Jordan's not really doing Joe any favors here, because he told Tyler the strategy is the truth. And of course, Tyler took that as, I need to talk about this. So he went on this podcast and ranted about it for an hour. And of course, he also recorded a phone call with the manager of the Mothership, like he did with the agent that fired him for being white.
I have a 45-minute HR conversation from the woke manager of the comedy club on tape. I've protected myself just like I did for my discrimination case. I was clued in that he was going to try to fire me. So I protected myself by recording the call, and thank God I did, because what is on, you wouldn't believe what's on there. He wouldn't tell me what I did wrong. He wanted me to give a false confession.
Dude, someone
Jordan
said...
Peterson, I had dinner with Jordan Peterson, and I like nearly broke down crying. I told him about both of these incidents, and he said, I'm not going to do the voice.
I'm going to hear it in the voice anyhow, but
it's like, I'm not doing the damn voice. He said, there is no strategy, Tyler. The only strategy is the truth. And I was like, that's brilliant. Because I'm sitting here going, all right, I did this. I got the recording. I got everything. I'm like, just fucking tell the truth. Who gives a shit? Again, it was all so exciting when you get there. And it was like, my God, it was so exciting. Like, I've been doing this 15 years. I was like, the Mothership, I can say what I want. I can be myself. Like, and that is how I felt. I felt like, wow, this is family. I'm in the lobby. People are coming out to use the bathroom. They just saw me kill. We're joking around. I felt so comfortable. But again, when you have snakes in the grass and you have people with far left woke ideology, and they know I voted for Trump, and they know where I stand, and they know I'm pro Charlie Kirk and all, the reason goes out the window. You're an enemy, and we must get you out. You don't think a couple new comedians with, he, they pronouns in their bio are going to try to, get you out so they can get some stage time? See, again, you have to understand the woke, you got to be thinking in the mind of a schizophrenic person. They're not grounded in reality. If they decide you're evil, you're evil. Charlie Kirk's evil, he must be killed. And if they're not going to shoot you, they're going to assassinate your character.
Yeah, so what a turn of events. Apparently trans people took over Rogan's club and are banning Trump supporters. Maybe they'll eventually stage a coup and kick Rogan out too. I mean, it's so funny Tyler claims you can't be a Trump supporter there, because the owner of the club, some would argue, is the reason Trump got elected. And also Tony Hinchcliffe performed at that rally. Most comedians there probably voted for him. So it's hard to believe Trump supporters aren't welcome there. And Rogan, he did a lot for this guy's career. But I think after the Fox News thing and some of the rumors and him allegedly hitting on women too aggressively in the lobby of the Mothership, Rogan just thought he was too much of a liability and it isn't worth keeping him around. Which is kind of surprising, considering Rogan lets David Lucas perform there, who's admitted to abusing a woman. And then also Brian Callen, who was canceled for sexual assault, but he's good friends with Rogan. They've known each other forever. And Rogan did put him in timeout for a little after those accusations came out. So he must just really not trust Tyler and thinks it's not worth the headache to keep him around.
So when I called Joe and I said, Joe, this isn't true. And he said, the only reason you're doing this after the shows is for chicks. He wasn't hearing it. Look, I love Joe. I really do. I really do. But he made up the decision. I'm not getting involved. You did this. We're not talking about it. Cut it out. And I said, look, that's not what I'm doing, but sure. I won't hit on women, whatever. I said, I'm not going to stop standing outside. I'm not going to stop thanking the fans. It's how I have a career.
Any number of women on any given night, probably some men too, who are in love with you because of who you are. Like not.
I have women. I've had women grab my genitals. I've had women say, can I f you? I have men doing that. I have men picking me up. The reason you haven't heard about this happened 5 months ago. The reason you haven't heard about, everyone knows about it, is because they know it didn't happen. Yeah.
And I would be shocked and appalled if it turned out that you are some sort of sexual degenerate that I never knew about.
I'm a very sexual person. I love sex. I love women, Um,
And it's so funny at the end there, the host is like, I'd be shocked if you're a degenerate. And Tyler's like, listen, I love sex. I'm a very sexual person. It's probably not the best response to that. But also apparently fans keep harassing him in the lobby of the Mothership. And that's not the first time a comedian's claimed to be harassed there. Like also Kurt Metzger claims he was actually harassed by Tim Duncan in the green room of the Mothership. I know that sounds insane, but Kurt seriously claims that happened, which I covered over on Patreon if you're interested. And I've also talked about how one time Rogan thought a woke reporter infiltrated his green room and flipped out. And I've also recently talked about how Joe's good friend Duncan Trussell has been losing his mind. And there are over 150 other exclusive videos on there. So if you like the channel, if you enjoy the content, make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description.